this will be a quick meeting. We call the meeting to adjourn, or call the meeting to start at 6:34. So I went up to the CIP meeting last night, for the police. Oh, let me just grab my notes out somewhere. So last time they were talking about paying off the Mulligan Forest, right? So that way we can take off some of that debt, save us some money in interest.
Absolutely.
They're gonna go ahead and move forward with that. I think he said it was gonna reduce our budget by 2%, so, I mean, that's great. Let's see. The tasers are gonna be bought outright. We originally thought that they were gonna need, to ask the town for that money, but they found it in their budget to purchase the tasers. So the cruiser cams are gonna be added to the bond instead of both of them, so I think that's
The
good.
bond or the warrant article?
The warrant article.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
shouldn't have to get a bond.
Sorry.
Yeah, they need the equipment to do the job. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's what it is.
Exactly. And I think we were all on the same page that we thought that was a good idea, that they have the tasers and the cameras. The school board is, in the process of making a decision on what accounting software they're gonna be using. And the town wants to piggyback off that, so they're having a meeting tomorrow night. They should make a decision, and Chris is probably gonna make a quick decision to jump on that as well, so that way, it'll be cheaper. And I asked, who was gonna be paying for the town and the schools portion, and they said they were gonna keep it separate, but they're gonna get a better rate buying it together. So that made sense to me. The Zoom room that they talked about, in 2020, they got quotes for the Zoom room, between 70 and 80,000. And they were, looking to use the cable franchise money, the cable franchise fee that they have, to do that. And they would have to ask the town for the rest, like, if that's a $20,000 swing, if the voters wanna vote for it, then.
Where would the room be, the Zoom room, what building?
I don't know where it's gonna be,
Okay.
but it's gonna be used for meetings, with COVID really not going away.
Never.
Yeah, right.
Like the flu and the cold.
So I think it's a good thing, hopefully.
Right, I see what you're saying.
We adjust, so that way we can have options to be home or to be here.
Is any of that stuff gonna be useful for broadcasting, like, meetings? Cause I know, like, with the school board meetings and stuff, people are always complaining they can't hear them.
Yes, that's for these meetings, for any live
Gotcha.
meeting, so I think that's why I think it's a really
Seems
good
to
thing.
work, we do Zoom or we do Microsoft Teams. It's Massport does that stuff, it works awesome.
Right.
Either one. You can hear it good. I don't know what this system is.
I don't know, like at work, we have, like therapy sessions, right? And we use a camera that, spins around.
Oh, okay.
Everybody has a view, it's on Amazon, but we've gotten good feedback from the people who are on the other side of it, so they're gonna come up with stuff, every year, I'm sure.
Right technology.
Right. The F-350, they decided on the F-350 instead of getting two or one 550. They're estimating at 48,000, and they're gonna use that memorial fund that I talked about before to pay for that, so I think that's a really great use of money. The school talked about, their project. They haven't decided on what year bond they're gonna look at. They have the option between 10, 20, and 30-year bond, rates, but they haven't made a decision. They're still out getting the percent. Okay, we don't. Oh, we're live?
Can you grab
Oh,
my,
can you give
my
his-
name tag too, please?
Can you grab his name card, please?
Thank you.
It was mentioned, Tony Dumas mentioned that, with the way taxes are looking, if we need a modular unit, or if it doesn't pass, a good year to ask would be 2024, because the town, that's like the less of spending, like, they're not gonna be spending as much, and the school's not gonna be spending as much, so 2024 would be a good year to ask for.
Why would it be less in 2024?
Yeah.
On the CIP, so like for large purchases of vehicles or other
Right.
type of purchases, the CIP looks at those higher spending spikes, and so 2024 was a year that
Like a
we were
stagger 'em.
purchasing as
Yeah.
many things, so that's why we do the CIP to
Right.
stagger those purchases.
Thank you for that, because I feel like I wasn't.
And I'm Megan Samasco, sorry, here for Carol.
Yep, and the school board's meeting tomorrow, so we'll have more information on Thursday. So that was the quick version of last night's CIP meeting. The town doesn't have their budget ready, so it's probably gonna be a quick meeting. That's what we
Sorry I'm late.
talked about. It's okay.
I got caught off guard with Tom.
Tyler, do you have any?
I just, when we talked about the tasers, we had approved that with some money that's left over from 2021. Also approved the purchase of a fuel tank cube for the pit. They're currently renting it, so it would be $5,000. And then guardrail repair on Deerfield Road, $16,700.
So the fuel tank we replaced a few years ago was just a rental?
Yeah, it is renting one, yeah, so they're gonna set up, doing that, but, and we, like I said, we meet Thursday, I'll have, you know, what happened, last Monday, and we meet again Monday as well, but we're getting there, we're whittling it down. The one thing that we're still, I don't know, if we're struggling with a lot of it, is the numbers on the fire chief's plan on putting the 3 full-time people on, so we,
It's, yeah, so that's a big hit.
it won't be so bad in the first year, but the year 2, 3, I mean,
Right.
we'll feel it for sure, so, that's still in discussion, so.
Are people like 50-50 on it, or what? No?
No. I think the chief, I think he wanted to have it, you know, as a warrant article, let people decide, but I guess, employees, I guess you're not supposed to do that, but.
What's that?
You not allowed to do that?
Not within, I look at it, it's a new department to me, I mean, not that we have what we have, but this would be something new, so. It's,
So you don't want it to go to warrant?
no, they're saying it can't, that's what it was,
Who said you can't do it that way?
the people on the board.
The people,
People on the
And-
selectmen?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
so,
Because it's a personnel issue, is that because
that's,
it's a
I don't know if
higher-
it's that, or I just, my thought, the way I looked at it, is it's something new to the town if we had it, I mean, we've never had.
they
fire-
put a lot of other stuff on warrant articles
Yeah, I know,
that
yeah.
involve personnel, so I
Right.
don't see why this is any different.
Yeah, I know, I mean,
Whatever, if people want it, they vote on it.
Right,
I
and
mean,
I think
how it
that's
should
what
be,
the-
instead of few people deciding it.
Yeah.
I'm
It's not right.
pretty sure that's what the chief, when he came in, that's what he said, he would like to let the people decide, you know, but.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a reasonable request. I
Yes,
mean,
I have
because
to agree
it's,
with them.
because it's a tough nut to swallow as a select board to, you know, basically double that staff. You know, and it's a big hit, but,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
it's a safety issue, and if the townspeople really want that, you know, you
I-
push it back to them.
Yeah, I agree, I mean, I agree 100%.
And whoever on the select board thinks that it has to go through operating budget instead of the warrant article, I suggest that they quickly get in touch with
Yeah.
the municipal association, get some guidance on that, because I think they're wrong.
Right. Well, there'll be more discussion on Monday night, next Monday.
What, do they think it won't pass? Is that why they wanna do, I mean, what's,
I'll have more information later.
okay.
And then also I want to, on the debt too, I mean, not only Mulligan, the fire station, and they're also looking to, pay off the dump.
That's
Do
what
what?
somebody said.
The dump as well, the debt on the landfill.
They wanna pay that off too.
That's what we were discussing, last Monday, so. Where,
What's the debt on that?
I'm not sure, they said something about the state was involved or whatever, so we should get more information on that as well this week.
So, all right, so there's concern over it being the fire, staff increase being an issue with like the default budget for next year? Is that?
No, I mean, it's, you know, like I said, the numbers that we were given, I mean, shows there's not a big hit this year, because they come in like the third quarter or whatever, but the next year and the year after would be more,
Right, well, yeah,
but, I just know we're still discussing it. I mean, I have my own personal feelings, but that's just me, so. And then right now, I can tell you too that, you know, you saw before when we first started this, I think we were at about 10%. And we're working our way down to 4% and hopefully lower. We're getting there. We cut a lot of, I shouldn't say I don't wanna cut, we just took money that was allotted, you know, for certain things, and might have taken 1,000 off here, or 500 off here, whatever, and we went down, you know, we went back and forth on the list that we have here, so. Thursday night, I'll have everybody an updated one, we can go through line by line.
Tyler, do you know if some of the bookkeeping has been brought up to
Yes,
date yet?
yeah,
Oh, that was a big issue with the
yeah,
chief,
it
right?
really was, yeah.
Yeah.
Not only fire chief, rec also mentioned it, you know, a couple.
Police did too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's, they've got that straightened out now,
good,
so.
that's, yeah, I mean, we're past year end, so.
Did they say how much paying off the debt from the dump would save us?
No, not really, but they didn't really know, they said something about they had to check with, someone said something, the state had something to do with it too, or something, and had,
Okay,
they said if we can pay it off, let's just pay it off. you
cause
know.
I know Tony had mentioned something about, what was it, something else being,
So the
The
two that he
Mulligan-
told us
Mulligan
about were
Forest.
Mulligan Forest and the fire department to
Yeah.
pay those bonds
Yeah,
completely off, so.
but having the conservation pay for the Mulligan
So
Forest
he
maybe?
was, he did mention about, the Conservation Commission.
they have to agree to it.
Because it's pretty in line with what they're trying to
Right.
preserve, right?
But did they have the funds available without, like, in the Conservation Commission?
Yeah, I thought
They
it was
got a lot of money.
They have
500,000.
more money,
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what he mentioned
Well-
something about that.
cause that would be great if
Right.
they paid down that debt, and then that would free up money to pay for something
Right.
else.
We could always put it on
Warrant article.
a warrant
Warrant
article
article.
to,
Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go.
I think did the board talk about that? I think that Tony was mentioning those, cause they have to go to warrant to pay.
Yeah, no, they had given us, you know, the legal opinion was, said that yes, it could happen, but the Conservation Commission had to agree.
Or we could have a warrant article that says,
right, a warrant article would
Yeah.
override that.
sounds
and say-
easier.
Yeah, warrant articles, the way, I heard back in the day, when you, to sell property, conservation land, that 10%, you get the money, 5 went to the town, 5 went to the conservation fund. Now, all of it goes to conservation.
That was, so that's the land use change tax
Land use
stuff, and
change,
that all
that's
went
it.
to the town, and then they changed the law to allow, you could vote that half of it would go to conservation, and then they changed it to say that you can make it so that all of it goes, so it got voted that all of it would go.
Okay.
Right, so, and this is a good use of conservation money.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler, would you bring that to the select board,
Yeah.
that we,
Is that something you guys could just make a warrant article for, I don't gotta do a petition?
No, it might have to be a petition.
Okay,
would
I can
think.
put it together.
Yeah, you only need
That's the way
25
it has to
votes,
go.
petitions, 25 signatures, I think.
Yeah, I'll sign that.
I can bring it in on
Yeah.
Thursday, maybe.
Sounds good, count me in.
Yeah, if the Conservation Commission doesn't wanna support it, you know, I can understand the selectmen not doing that, because they have to have that recommendation, but as a petitioner, I would support that.
Who's gonna draft the warrant article?
I can do it, I mean, it's just pretty simple, right? We direct the select board to apply the money from the conservation fund to pay off the debt on the
Mulligan
Mulligan
Forest,
property,
yes.
right? I mean,
It should be fairly simple,
I'll-
right?
Want me to just like
I-
email it to you and you can like look at it and
No,
make sure it's.
hopefully they'll say, yes, that's what we wanna do, so then we don't have to do
Right.
I
it.
think, I don't know, has
Thursday,
it,
Tom, and I'll
has the
just bring it with me
conservation,
Monday.
Yeah, okay.
has the conservation commission been approached and asked already?
I believe they've been, someone has spoke to them, yeah.
Okay.
So I think the deadline is
So-
Tuesday.
So
to
let the
submit
minutes
petitions.
reflect
Okay.
this, and
Cool, great.
well, no, right,
Right.
it's citizen, as a citizen,
Right.
but
It's not really from anybody. Well, it's from everybody who signs it.
Right.
It doesn't have a,
I would, I would
Bylaw.
support it as a petitioner.
I'll get you the 25, no problem.
Okay.
And we are also, like I said, looking into, it's $550,000, I believe, that, you know, we're entitled to use by 2024. So we're trying to find out exactly what we could use it on. I mean, I went online, found all the documents, and, I mean, I was told, you know, bridges, roads, and like one other thing, and I saw state parks, I saw this, I mean, I don't know, we'd like to get a legal opinion, or what can we do with this money? So we can also figure that in and say, you know, like there was engineering costs in the budget, take that away if we can use it, or whatever, so.
Incidentally, I did look up in last year's town report, the landfill debt at that time, current year end, the debt was 51,118, and they paid another 12,880 over the past year or so. And that's the principal that would have reduced that, so we're looking at something
39-ish.
less than 40,000 outstanding. Thereabouts.
speaking of more revenue for the town, I got a press release from the New Hampshire Senate. They increased by 45% the amount of revenue from meals and rooms tax that are being returned to the towns. So Nottingham is going from 260,000 to 381,000. But they put this press release out and specifically asked to make sure that at a town level that this money is gonna be used for property tax relief and it's not gonna be used for increased spending.
And what'd you say, it went from 200 and?
260,000 to 381,000. I mean, I could get you the exact
That's
numbers
pretty-
if you
yeah.
want, I do have them.
That's really, I heard it was going up quite a bit, I mean, that's more than I expected.
And then other question I had was, in the budget, towards the end of the budget, there's a bunch of lines for a bunch of different charities in there. And, it was brought to my attention that under New Hampshire law, what is it, it's an opinion of the justices, 88 New Hampshire 484 from 1937. The town can't give any purely charitable donations for which the town receives nothing in return. So there has to be like a documented quid pro quo for these things. So just wanna check that the town is in compliance and has, you know, each of these, because I noticed there's a dozen or 2 dozen organizations in there, and they've been the same ones
Yeah,
every
same,
year.
yeah.
And so if we don't have like a documented quid pro quo, some sort of public service that they're providing, it's illegal to have purely charitable donations.
I think that's part of their requirement, that they're supposed to say, supported this as part of the request.
Well, I mean, it's not clear to me that, I've never seen that. And
Yeah, no,
it's not
I-
clear to me that these are requests that we've been receiving. They kind of seem to me like it's just every year they get a check.
We
so.
used to actually see them every year on the budget committee, that the letters actually came in. But I haven't seen one in quite a while. But that was part of how that's set up, is they're supposed to send a request to actually receive the money.
Yeah, that does sound like the way it would work.
Yeah, we get, 3, 4, 5.
What specifically would we require? Because I'm on the board of
21.
Ready Rides, and I'm the town representative for Ready Rides, so I'm the one that would do that. So what would we need? Would we need a list of the rides, the number of rides that we had provided in a year? Would that be significant?
That would more than
That's-
satisfy it, I believe.
Yeah,
Okay, that's,
it's,
I just wanna know what to turn in, that's
That
all.
would more than satisfy it.
Okay.
Just They have to
'Cause we-
provide some sort of public service to
Right,
the
'cause
people of the
we
town.
do
Yeah.
that a lot for the town, we're very valuable in this town.
Yeah, that's probably one of the easiest ones to do.
right, yeah, Sandra, it's
Yeah, Ready Rides is
pretty much just a
1,500
letter
a year.
that says, you know, we request this for, you know, to support us for,
We do that, we do that,
2022, and-
we do that all the time, I'm just wanting to, I'm not normally the one that turns in, drafts
Yeah.
that letter, so I just wanna make sure that it has anything else that we need to have on it, and I'll tell whoever writes it up to put that on.
some
Sounds good.
basic statistics to go along with it.
And I don't like it that, when I still look at the Route 4 property, the money, I mean, again, it's me, there should be some there to spread around, I mean, I hope. That's, we're doing well, we, you know, hopefully 2022 will be a better year, and, you know, we'll see, but wanna get this down as low as we can.
And your next meeting is Monday?
Monday, yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Tyler? Questions?
Yeah, I have a question just about the residential property on Kennard Road and Freeman Hall Road that was sold over the past year. Did that just go into general fund, proceeds from that sale? Or do you know?
No, I think, I mean, there was a piece of property, it was on Smoke Street, I thought.
No, there's one right on the corner of Freeman Hall and Kennard Road.
The property that used to
Linda-
belong.
Oh, right across from the church there?
Linda, what's her name? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it didn't go through, though.
Oh, it's sold.
Or maybe it did, but I guess that would've went in the fund too, then, yeah.
It was town land and it's now sold.
We had it
to
sold at one
somebody
time,
else.
and the people backed out at the last minute. This is, you know, over a year ago, probably.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. I know it's no longer for sale.
Yeah, well, I'll check on that.
At least it's no longer.
But I was thinking,
advertised for
there
sale.
was a parcel on Smoke Street as well, and, you know, people were interested in it, and then somebody came back, and I guess they, I don't know if they paid the taxes, or they worked something out, so, someone from the family.
Just to go back to Sandra's question, it says that you just have to, you know, sorry, I scrolled past it. You know, that there's a clear demonstration the agency provides a critical service to town residents the town would otherwise need to cover through providing these services itself or as a municipal welfare function. And the town of Newmarket actually has a form, a request for funding form available on their website, so I would recommend that the town just essentially copy their form. It looked perfectly reasonable to me, and that's probably the easiest way.
Newmarket, you said?
Yeah, town of Newmarket. Social service request for funding forms.
So I should look that up and pull it up and give it to our people that are gonna request the funding?
I guess so, yeah, or, you know, maybe Kelly can just download this form from Newmarket. It doesn't even, I don't even think it says Newmarket on it, you could probably just upload this.
Well, I know I
and use
wouldn't
it.
give it to Newmarket.
Yeah, no, but I meant like, it doesn't even seem to be specific to Newmarket, it's just, you know, please, you know, list, oh yeah, it does have Newmarket's address on the town, but, you know, it just says, you know, what are you requesting, describe the services you provide to the town, and that type of thing, it's pretty simple.
Let's see. What else did I have? I had, we had a projecting, operating budget surplus, this isn't counting Route 4 or any of that, of $185,000. So I think everybody knows that they've been planning on for a while to do the kitchen in this building. That's gonna be done, and then also the old town hall, for the SAU. We're gonna pay some of that, and the SAU is gonna pay a portion.
How much did it end up being?
I wanna say it was 160-something thousand. I'm
Well,
looking
it's not
for
as
the-
bad as people
And they were given, 50 to 70,000, I believe.
150.
So,
Well, that's good news.
Well,
I heard
that's
that,
contingent on the town providing some document that says that the repairs are gonna be made and what the
yeah,
cost is.
I know they selected a
They're
contractor.
waiting for the specifics before they
Okay.
turn over the money.
This is the school?
Yeah,
Yes. So, yeah, we haven't met with the Board of Selectmen to sit down to draw up any sort of agreement to use that building and space and, all of that, so.
Is the school happy with that space for SAU?
So that was the one option given to us from the Board of Selectmen, so, we, had said that we had originally, I think, budgeted 40 for renovations in this space, and so we had said we could do up to 50, to, you know, help with that space over there. But we just haven't met to work out the agreements of, you know, using that space because, you know, it would still be town property if it's just half the space, if the other half is used for community groups, I think was the discussion, to kind of have it, it's not gonna be fully an SAU building, it'll be a shared space, I think was the, last we had heard, but we were not, we haven't seen the plans and kind of what it,
What that would look
spec'd out
like?
to look like.
Yeah.
I think that they had we had given what we needed for office spaces, and, I think that your last meeting, a couple school board members were there, so, that, we don't know exactly the layout and all that, but.
Yeah, I'm sure something will come up Monday night, because, I mean, they had the contractors bid it, they selected a contractor, so they'll probably have more information.
I just have one question real quick. I don't know, I heard it from somewhere. They said the kitchen was approved before, the money, the funds, but it was never addressed or was never,
Yeah, I think it's,
applied with,
well,
so.
because of the whole COVID thing last year, I don't think that's why it didn't move forward, and
Okay, maybe that's true. Yeah, I didn't know if it was a prior year before that either.
Yeah.
I know it's been there for a while, the money was set, so it was set aside for it, just never
yeah,
proceeded. So hopefully it gets done this time.
yeah.
They had a
we
hard
have-
time, they had a hard time
It
finding
needs it,
contractors
it definitely
last
needs
year.
a facelift.
Yeah, it's a local guy, and he does a lot for the town, actually.
All right.
That's awesome.
yeah, that was on the ballot in 2020, Article 13. And it said, not later than the end of fiscal year 2021.
Right, where the money goes, it just
Oh, it was
Go
appropriated,
somewhere.
it just wasn't,
spent.
Anybody have anything else? I mean, school board has their meeting tomorrow night, so they'll be coming Thursday, talk to us. And then you have your meeting Monday, so,
Yep.
There will be a school facilities meeting on Thursday afternoon.
okay.
I'll have a report for that on Thursday evening.
Sounds good.
Right, so we met, transition committee met yesterday. We had, Assembly, do a demonstration for us on their software package. It was pretty interesting. They're a Canadian company, they're looking to expand into, the Northeast. One of the things that kind of bugs us about them is their list of references was all Canadian. So it's like, it would be nice to at least have somebody from the United States be a reference. We understand you're not in the Northeast, but, they did they already had a sample of, the state report, that goes in this book, whatever it's called. So they seemed really willing to work with people, they use agile process, and so it's like faster turnaround. We also had Tyler Infinite Visions. They did more of a slide presentation for us, and that's who the SAU is currently using. So we figure that that transition should go smoothly, although, there's enough kind of issues with the SAU right now, so, who knows, it may be, we still have some outstanding questions for the third company, what's it called? Can't remember right now.
BSMI.
Yeah, BMSI, yeah. Oh, thank you. So we're hoping to hear back from them, but, depending on which package we choose, we may be able to eliminate some of the other software packages. Just trying to work it out.
And I know it was discussed at CIP that the town, is looking at new accounting software moving forward, and the possibility of kind of going together, if we choose something, if there is a possibility to have them be on the similar systems, and then when you're looking for support and things like that, you have people who are cross-trained, so if you lose someone in payroll in school, that maybe, someone that we could kind of use some, kind of be all on the same page,
Oh,
budgets
yeah.
would look the
No, I think
same,
it's a good
everything would,
idea.
So,
Doesn't
I think
seem-
that that's something that I know Chris Sterndale had mentioned before, that they would really, that the system that they have here now is really not being supported anymore. It's
There's only one person who knows how to like really use it.
system, so they're looking at that.
Good.
So
Checks and
hopefully,
balances.
So-
hopefully we can find a good system that we like and not recommend something, because it's, but there's a lot of modules and options and all sorts of things.
Right, so one of the things we've learned is that they set up the systems differently than it's not like, and it would make sense, you buy a system for the town, and it includes schools or whatever, as, but they're different for some reason, I don't understand why.
Sounds like a good business opportunity.
Yeah, yeah,
Take it and run with it.
yeah, if I had time and money to start a business. But, so currently the town uses a BMSI package. It's their old one. The school stuff is web-based. The town package still isn't. I assume at some point they'll transition to a web-based system. Tyler does have some packages, I guess, for town stuff too, but I'm not sure how they connect. And I have no idea if this Assembly does or not, but I think that they're flexible enough that you could probably work in doing town stuff with it, but I'm not sure how they would end up charging, because they charge per student. So it's kind of they have a weird charging model.
How those other towns do it though, with the schools in the town? What systems are they using?
I don't know if anybody's using the same. It's like, we know that like 90-something% of the schools use the Tyler system in the state.
Okay.
But does it mean it's the best thing, or does it mean that that's really the only game in town, pretty much?
Right.
And are there very many,
Monopoly.
Yeah.
very many districts that are multi-town entities, like we used to be, like SAU 44, for example?
There's several of those still around. Oh, yeah, there's still quite a
Single town SAUs.
There's probably more multi-town SAUs than single. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But the Infinite Visions, the Tyler system, it does offer a lot, but it's also, do we need that much? That's what they used because there were three towns in the SAU 44, and is that what Nottingham needs, because we're smaller?
Right.
It's a large startup cost for.
It's a, yeah, and that's one of the things that we're like, you're gonna charge us this much money to take our data that's already in your system from SAU 44,
And
and it's
transfer it.
already split.
That we paid
that-
something
Right,
percent
it's
of to be
al-
part of
right,
SAU
it's already
44.
split out into its own little data, and you're gonna charge us X dollars to go from there to here. And you really don't even move anything, you just give us a different pointer to it. So, yeah. Uh, So we're still trying to work it out, at least have an idea for budget number, whether we decide which one or not. But that's the big part, is getting it budgeted.
And when's your next meeting?
I think it's going to be Monday. It seemed like we weren't, you know, cause in 2 weeks, it's the holiday.
We had a joint board Monday, so probably.
So yeah, it was like something we were, so, okay, well, maybe it's not Monday. We don't know.
There's so many meetings, so.
Yeah.
We don't know when the next meeting, or I don't know when the next meeting is. We kinda talked about Monday, just because of the timing
Mhm.
is getting short.
And then I think CIP is gonna meet on the 18th, was it?
There's
Thursday. And,
20th, actually, the 20th we were looking at.
okay.
Oh,
So in 2 weeks.
See if that was too late, so we do have to have the report into the, we have to have our stuff to get into the town report.
Okay.
So Tony was gonna look at dates, but.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions about what we just went over? I know it was kind of fast, but things are rolling right along, you know how it goes this time of year, so.
Just one other thing to add to the facilities information. There is scheduled a bond hearing on the 11th of January for that,
at
5.5, 5.6 almost, $1 million project.
Time was it?
5:30, because I think you guys have a meeting at 7?
The 11th.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I think we're 5:30 to be before you and enough time before.
This is at the school.
I think
Yeah, it's
we're
gotta be
either
here, I
here,
think.
right before, yep.
That's what was discussed at the school board meeting.
Yep.
Do it here.
It is posted for you.
Ed, I'm looking to see what Tuckaway Tavern's doing in town.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. They were gonna open up an event center.
Someone said they wanna grow vegetables there or whatever for the restroom, I don't know.
In
Did they
town?
subdivide that? Were there rental units in there?
Oh, before that, there was a couple that wanted to turn it into like a, bed and breakfast / have a restaurant pub in there.
What building?
It's right on Route,
Mary Hill and there.
Mary Hill Road,
Little,
Barn used to be an
Yeah.
antique store.
Okay.
but they,
the Tuckaway Tavern trailer, like a food truck trailer there, so
Okay,
it stir up
yeah,
conversation
no,
on Facebook.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
but the people had come to us before, they were originally from California. They wanted to like do that, and they do it up in either Wolfboro or Moultonboro, something like that, they have one, and just didn't work out, I guess, so.
They buying that open lot next to the place? How are they gonna grow vegetables? That place isn't very.
Yeah, and it's kinda small, I don't know, I think there's a guy from Barrington, I think, that owns the other lot, or was trying to sell it or whatever, so. But, I don't know, maybe they'll have a butcher shop or something, I don't know.
That'd be pretty cool. You what? Oh, yep. I don't have them in front of me. Did everybody get a chance to go over the minutes from last time we met?
Yep.
Alright.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of, what was that, December? 12/21/2021.
Seconded.
All in favor for approving the minutes on 12/21?
And I'll abstain.
All right, if that's it for everybody, our next meeting is Tuesday,
Thursday?
right after, sorry. been a-
2 more days.
A couple
Yeah.
days.
All right, well.
Oh, yes, today's Tuesday. I'm sorry, it's already been a long week.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Thursday at 6:30.
Well, I'm thankful that tonight is not a 10:30 night.
Same, I am too. I don't know about Thursday night though, but at least Tuesday night we get a break.
I couldn't do 3 of them this week.
Does anybody wanna make a motion to,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
all in favor of the motion to adjourn?